Yeah, g'day. Look, everybody's probably going to be a bit curious about the trip, so I thought I might as well lay it down. I'm here at Hong Kong Airport, and I suppose I'll talk about the US a little bit. So, rocked up there, and everything was get in the car. You look across, someone's always on their phone driving. They're not even trying to disguise it. They're driving. They've got it right in front of them. There's a fair few cars dinged up. There's probably a decent reason why. But every car's pretty good around the States. Like my Mustang's just a whatever car out there. It's just Mercs, BMs, Porsches. Everything's just fucking pumping. So another weird part was when we got to America. There you've got this Uber. The Uber system there is a bit different. So you got an Uber pickup. The Uber pickup system is something like if you pay less, you can walk to meet the Uber, and you can also have a ride share. So you would get in the Uber, and there'll be someone else in there, and you'd be sitting there sort of thinking, "Who's this?" Till you figure it out. So if you want to save a couple of bucks, then you might walk 100 meters, you might walk half a kilometer, who knows. But anyway, I thought that was pretty interesting as well. So everything's slightly run on a different system. Venice Beach has got it's like illegal to smoke pot. The whole place smells like Amsterdam. Like you just walked into Snoop Doggy Dogg's mansion. It's seriously a little bit weird. Yeah, I didn't notice it last time when I was there, but it just stinks of pot. So if you like pot, then you'd find it pretty easy to get some over there, no doubt. One stage we wanted to go see the Hollywood sign. So anyway, we went for a cruise on the freeway, and it takes a little while to get there. What people don't realise is when you go to the Hollywood sign, you think you're just going to go there and then you're going to get behind the sign and you're going to get this mad, wicked photo. Just Hollywood. You know, that's what I want. That's what a tourist wants to be a part of. Unfortunately, it's not that easy. So you get to somewhere and then you've got about a 5-mile walk to be able to get to the Hollywood sign. So during that phase, we were walking for about an hour and a half, and you know we were never going to get there. And it was all uphill, shit like that. So we're talking like maybe a 6-hour trek to be able to get there and back. So we ended up getting a photo where you could literally put your finger like this, you know, like a pinch of salt, and you could have that over the H. You know, I mean, that's what it looked like. That's how far away we still were. So anyway, it still made sense to go there, obviously. But little things like that, you don't know. You'd think that they could put you a bit closer than that, but no, they don't. So anyway, we ended up having a 3-day Coachella festival, which was pretty epic. First day I might have got a little bit emotional, a bit drunk, very lost. You got to run your shit by a map. There's like 130,000 people there, and I got a little bit overwhelmed. The guys were trying to meet me somewhere, and I literally could not meet them to save myself. So on the way home, I was just a mess. I got cold too, so I got this Coachella jumper during that phase as well. Got a little bit better on day 2 and 3. So like you start to work your way around the map a little bit, the stages, all that kind of stuff, and try to don't lose someone. If you get someone there, you hold on to them for what it's worth. So that it just gets a little bit confusing at times, and it's obviously a drinking area and a non-drinking area. So now where the stages are, you've got all the underage people, and you just don't get to drink in them unless you get someone to sneak drinks in for you, or you find your own way. There's heaps of teeny boppers and fucking running around acting like a pack of dickheads too. So I suppose that makes sense as well. But it was cool. It's a never die attitude. So it's 3 days worth. You know, you get up. I was spooning one of my mates, but we had a no touch thing. We had 3 days continually, and there was not one touch. I'm pretty proud of us. We're in a double bed, 2 grown men, not mentally but physically, and we managed to make it work. So that was good. But obviously by day 3 you're starting to feel a bit rough around the edges, and you just need to get back on that horse and have another go. And you're paying $500 American for a ticket for the 3 days. I was lucky enough to have got my ticket through Scott's, something like that, an app like we've got Gumtree. And obviously I only chose to come on this trip 1 day prior, so it was a very random decision on my front, which is me, I guess, in many ways. So I was lucky to get it. They were selling a few, so I managed to get my way in on that, which was pretty cool, and made the most out of the 3 days. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Some people pussy out and they only last a week, and they don't manage to make their way to Mexico. So you want to dig deep. You just gotta, you pick your days to recover, all that sort of stuff. So, in the end, I'd have to say it was pretty good, but pretty expensive as well. So, America now, obviously, their dollar is just killing us. So, I was traveling Europe once when we were $1.10 to theirs, and now it's like 67 cents. So, in general, it was expensive, and accommodations were expensive. Everything was more, and the food obviously wasn't quite as good. But all in all, the Americans love us, so they treat us pretty well when it comes to drinking and all that kind of stuff. Give us a few more extra shots in our drink and all that kind of jazz, and always friendly with us. So that's cool. That brings me to Mexico. So phase 2 was a trip to Mexico, and I prefer Mexico. Personally, it's cheaper. The food was better, but there's a lot of things that operate a bit differently. Like you're driving on a freeway, and they put speed humps there. You could be going 130 and go, fuck, there's a speed hump. So you got to pay attention. My mate was the driver, which was good for me because he knew about this system already. Even when you get to these hotel areas, they got these speed humps. They go up in towards the hotel, and they're about 1.5 feet high. So you wouldn't be wanting to drive a lowered car. Don't consider yourself in a situation where you just get a normal car and get your way around. One-way streets as well. They come up, and you're driving, and they don't have a sign. So you're driving one way, and then all of a sudden they're going, "Fucking go back that way!" And you're like, oh, I'm sorry, man. You didn't know. You just can't tell. You just go down the street, and even on your mapping system, your mapping system will tell you everything's fine. You go down that way, and and then in the end you're getting called back, and then you're trying to do a 3-point turn in an area that's just not in a good system. But in the end, you've got to turn around somehow. So you turn around, and usually they try to fucking help you a little bit. But I was going to say crosswalks. Crosswalks are there. From what we know, a crosswalk is when you just cross the road, right? You're the pedestrian, you've got the right of way. It's not like that way over there. You're suddenly driving, and then you'll stop, like my mate stopped, and this person's there, and then all of a sudden they're tooting behind you. They can come up your arse end. They're just like, you keep going. Crosswalk would be maybe along the lines of potentially you can cross given the right situation. There's just like a normal street. So you just got to wrap your head around these stupid fucking road rules that they have. And the cop sirens are always on as well. I've never seen it once the cop sirens weren't on in Mexico. I don't know what it is. Doesn't make the noise, but the lights are always flashing. You're always driving around with it flashing on. It's fucking weird. Another thing they do on the roads, they put their hazard lights on. They put their hazard lights on when they're going to pull over. So as they're driving, the hazards will be on, and you're thinking, are they broken down? That's usually the sign that they're actually going to turn off eventually. They're going to turn off. So it's a funny old system. What else is there? You go to this cave. This is a funny day, this one. So we went to this cave, and they said, put your feet in the water, get a feel for it, jump in. If it's too cold, then we'll put a wetsuit on you. Righto. It felt good to me. I thought, yeah, this is cool. How long's it for? 45 minutes. Alright, sweet. 45 minutes, I can handle that. So we've gotten in the water, we're cruising around the cave, and it's going on for a fairly long time now. And it's going on past an hour, and the water's getting fucking cold by now. I'm shivering. The little girl that's with us, she's shivering and all that kind of stuff too. And we're hanging in there, and then all of a sudden he goes, okay, we're going to get the lights, we're going to turn the lights off, we're going to find out how dark it is in here. And no worries, Antonio, whatever his fucking name was. So turn the lights off, and then we're chatting away, and then all of a sudden we finally turn the light on. He's disappeared. He's done a fucking massive Houdini on us. Where's he gone? This has gone on for a while, and we've got this American family with us, and they've separated. So the Yanks have gone one way, and we've gone another way. We don't really know where we're going. So here we are, shivering, lost, confused, and half the party's gone one way, half the party's gone the other way. And eventually he has actually flashed his light and going, yeah, I'm over here about 10 minutes later. So we've managed to round the troops up. And I think that's good, because we were starting to think, who could this guy be? He might even be a tour guide. He might just be, someone out to get us. So this whole walking through this cold cave went for about 2 hours. The first hour was good, we learned a bit. The last hour I was shivering. We had a guy that's built like Superman that was shivering. I mean, come on, it got a little bit out of hand. Then we came out, and it was pouring rain, absolutely thrashing rain. Some chick nearly got taken out by a piece of wood that got struck and came down. I don't think she realised how close she actually got to get wiped out. But on that tour, I think that guy wouldn't have been able to do that in Australia. He wouldn't have been able to fuck off for 10 minutes in the dark and left us like that. So he would have probably had a giggle about that on his own front, no doubt. The seaweed there in Mexico, it's everywhere. So I didn't swim in the beach. We all swam in the pools because there's more weed than Snoop Doggy Dogg in that area. It's just it's covered in it. So the beaches aren't quite as fancy as what we've got, but I'd say all in all it's still good getting down there. It's still nice, and you're always going to be drinking. So that's a bonus part too. So I don't know what else to say. That's a little part about the trip. Anyone else wants a bit of a chat? I thought it'd be good to just lay this one down and talk a little bit about the trip from US and Mexico, and two good countries, good time, and I don't know when my next trip is, but stay tuned. All right, thanks everyone.